All right, buongiorno, guys. Michael here, obviously. I'm gonna jump right into this, try to waste as little time as possible, but love since it's a video, you'll be able to rewind and slow down my speaking if you need to. So, with Darke County now and my time and everything involved, now that we have a better idea of what's being asked of everybody and myself, after having gone through this with Mike and with Jeff, I definitely have a much better idea of what the whole Darke County Now project's going to entail. Oh, cool. Look at that local hero being recognized as soon as I came here. Um, I now know what this entails and what this is going to take and the time for, getting the advertisers design, shit like that in there. I see what this is all going to take. So after having gone through all of that, I have gone through my notes as well. And obviously the four main things here are enhance visitor experience, leave them better off, enhance the vendor's experience with non-traditional marketing and other methods, enhance the entity's experience, like the fair in the town, and then replicate, franchisable, as I say, rinse and repeatable. So that's the main focuses here. We also have emphasis on content being king, which we already kind of started getting that in line with everything from authors to where those sources need to come from. We're going to highlight and make the very key features in each town, the main things that they see first. And one thing I want to point out here is that we're essentially doing two separate websites. Two separate websites. We're doing a desktop website and a mobile, which even though they are kind of the same, it's essentially two different designs. So we need to think of them as two separate entities, and we need to think of them as, double the work. Because when we make something on desktop, then we have to go make it on mobile. That's two separate designs. So I want that to kind of be emphasized right now. But also, too, I don't think I clearly communicated what I brought to the table in the beginning, and I wanted to take that time now to express my value and myself and things like that. So again, my name is Michael Blackwell. I'm 35 years old. I've been doing this since I was 13, the August, 6 months before I turned 14, so 13 and a half. I started off with web design, graphic design, and marketing came later as people started requesting it after my websites and things like that, business cards, stuff like that. But what I did for you guys was I built a website in WordPress that functioned efficiently and smoothly. And actually, I didn't even want to get into all of this, but this website performs on so many amazing levels as far as the page load time, the paint index, and how quickly things are shown to users. The gaps between things for ADA compliance I don't know if we're 100% there, but it's so damn close. But this website, I don't know if I didn't sell it well enough in what it was doing and how great it is. But what I've built for you is built off of a framework that I have from my years of being a veteran. It's clutch. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. And I brought together about 2 months worth of work in a few weeks. And granted, I didn't cram it all in the week that we started talking. Jeff did bring this up, I want to say a month ago, or a month before I was brought into this with you guys, and I had started putting some time into it then, so it wasn't like it was overnight, but I did cram about 2 months worth of work into, and even though we say our delivery time is 90 days, we always over promise, under promise, over deliver, and we usually get it in 2 months, even though we say 3. So I did about 2 months worth of work, and I would say probably about 3 weeks and time, and it was more so just to save Jeff's ass. But then the more I got talking to him about all this, the more it became something I wanted to be a part of. So I know I kind of just threw that up front and got it going and got it rolling, and that was at first just a solution for him and to get him something so you guys could sell something. But as this got going, I saw the potential, and it's something I want to be a part of, as I've said. So with that being said, I didn't ask for any money or anything for my time up front, and I want to get into everything now with that and leave this kind of at an open discussion, as opposed to here's what my demands are and what I want for that, because that would not be fair, and that's also not the way I want to operate or have ever chosen to operate. So with that being said, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and it can be done. It can be done in nice steps and progressions, as long as we log everything, and as I've said before, process sheets and documentation on how to with tutorials. These are all things that I can manage in a knowledge base that we keep on the website. Internally we can have, and also some externally for users. But I want to also bring in a point of gamification. I think that's huge, that people get rewards or little badges, or even just like, hey, you unlocked this for participate, whatever. I do want to eventually bring that discussion in, and I have that in my notes, but haven't brought it up in meetings, so I want to say it here. But I do think we should. I think we should bring gamification into this, if not in the beginning, eventually. Especially if there's an original badge we can give people for being one of the first pioneers, if you will, of the website in that city. But we're also going to be doing call to actions, landing pages, email subscription lists, maybe push notifications, all different types of advertisements. So what I want to get into is also a discussion of what we have going on now, how it's live. Plans for the future, we've kind of discussed. Storage is something we're going to need to discuss here too, which is hosting. I'll get into that. User roles, hopefully I know I've been down for a few days, but hopefully we're getting to the point of defining the user roles and what everyone's going to be doing. Because honestly, I feel like I could participate in a lot of this, but I need to make sure that I'm not where a web person will need to be everywhere. I need to make sure that my description and my tasks, along with everyone else's, are very clearly defined, so we know what we are responsible for, and also when this is generating revenue, what we are being paid to do. Especially since, like I said, I feel like I could do a lot of this the same way that we all could. It'd be nice to have that kind of, you won't hear me say this often, it'd be nice to have that segregation of roles. And I believe Anthony and Tony and everyone's brought this up plenty of times before. So, and test runs, local police, potential police spotter. Okay, these are all my notes of what we all went through on the layout of what we just saw here. That's what I'm going through now. And essentially, we're creating a huge brand, and we created a brand overnight. Well, not just a brand, but like an image of the brand, an aesthetic of the brand overnight. So now that I've gone through all that and recapped, I want to show you what it's taking to get where we are now, and also show you what it's going to take to get us in the future. And then also have an open discussion about how we bring me into this and what those deliverables on both sides will look like. So as we've gone through this, I don't want to go through this anymore. I've been through this already. We now know what work is going to be taken, what's going to be needed. Here's the sample site that's been thrown together already, and obviously how it works on mobile. But we have already decided that we want this to function like an app, with the icons on the one screen. So that'll be a different website design. So right now I am hosting this on my server. You guys are welcome to go find somewhere to host this. I can suggest places to host it, or you can pay us to host it, and that way I can manage everything. No matter what, sorry to keep going in and out. No matter what, you're going to have full access to all of this. You're going to have full login capabilities, whether we manage it or whether you buy it and we have admin access. But you'll have full access, and we'll just be admins of the account. More or less. So if you want to find somewhere, let me know. If you would like to be suggested somewhere, let me know. Otherwise, we have hosting. It's $20 a month, and we use top of the line. If you want to pay yearly, you get 2 months for free. It's $200 for the year. Some places can go up to $40 a month. Some can go as low as $5 to $10 a month. There's sales all the time. Maybe St. Patty's Day sale today. So if you want to go find hosting somewhere, go for it. But what this beast is going to need is the top of the line. Maybe not to start right now. Keep in mind I use a very high-end hosting for what we do, especially with what it's on right now. But as this beast gets going with content and media and everything and traffic, and it's going to need top of the line hosting, which means we're going to have to continually need a budget for hosting because we're going to consistently be expanding. And that's not my expertise, but I do know how to manage and control of it. But I don't know when this thing becomes 6 figures a year big, we're going to have to bring in an expert for hosting and that stuff to help kind of manage that as it grows, because that'll become a beast of its own. But for now, for Meow, I have it hosted on mine, top of the line. You can do $20, or like I said, I can point you somewhere, but make sure it's a damn good hosting. With that being said, we'll move on to the next website designer. This is what we normally do for most people. We have our basic websites are $2,000, and our elite websites start at $3,500, and those are paid in full prices. So if you do a basic website, paid in full is $2,000. If you do it half up front and half at launch, it goes into 2 payments of. And again, on the elite level, paid in full is $3,500, and 2 payments, 50%, and 50% is $2,000. So that goes up to $4,000. Something like this, if I were to quote this as a legit client coming at me with a proposal for paid work and hours and everything being put out, the way that we would break the hours down, this is more of a functionality and a programming as opposed to aesthetics website. This would still, we bill at $80 an hour. This would be over 50 hours. This would be a big project. So this bill, if I were to put out a proposal, I would come with you probably about $6,000 to $7,500 would be the project bid, and that would be a paid in full price. So if you wanted to do payment plan, it would obviously increase from there. Don't get your head in a bundle. The site's live. We can build this as it goes. I'm telling you what I would do. Again, I want to be a part of this, and I understand that takes compromise on both sides. I also understand that that's what I would bill a client that came to us for paid work. I've shared with you guys kind of part of my formula is that we have a framework that we work from that we have put so much time into making sure updates and grows and builds with the scaling of everything, including our company. So the time that we put in for programming on this, I busted balls on in that 1 week and got a majority of that actually accomplished before knowing what actually was going to be needed from us. Let me mute this. My apologies. I'm usually much better about that, but I just got the new phone, so I don't have everything set up properly. But I digress. So what I would normally do is I would put that as a quote. So what I want to focus on here, oops, wrong button. I'll go to here is also management. To keep it up and running every month, we charge between $160 and $640. $160 is because that's 2 hours a month. That's 2 hours meaning going in and checking all the updates. This runs off of softwares that need updated, they need tweaked, and sometimes when we do those updates, these tweaks mess things up. There's a conflict of scripts. There are things in the way that cause sliders to mess up. I actually have a website right now. Actually, I'll show you. That is restoring. It's restoring because some of the updates that we did screwed it up. So now we have to go to the backup before, let me minimize that. Go to the backups before, so that we can go back and then do the updates and figure out what went wrong. So, but again, you can see there we have things in place to take care of that. So what we do is we charge 2 hours a month up to, I think the elite is 10 hours a month. You get 2 hours free. The basic, you get 0 hours free. As you can see, you can go up. But what that does, and you can see here, you can see that it takes care of all the security, the protection, the hacking, the updates. There's a load of things I'm not going to go into in depth, but basically, let me put it as simply as this. Your website runs off softwares that need updated. You can update them. If you don't update them, let me go back a little bit. When updates come out for softwares, you'll see what they call a change log, where it says what they changed in this last update. What hackers do is they'll go into that change log and see what exploits and what things were edited, and they'll find websites that have the old version and they'll exploit those holes. And then from there, they'll get user information. They'll get emails, phone numbers, and heaven forbid, credit card information or payment information. They can also get database information, get into all kinds of other things on your host, and just, it's a mess. Well, we protect against that. We have all kinds of measures in place. That's why we do the updates. That's why we have the backup software. That's why we have the security software. That's why we block IPs and blacklists. We have all kinds of things in place for this. We also have alerts that go off to let us know that people are trying to get in and let us know if they're trying to hack a password, for example. So that's what that covers. Again, these are just what would happen if you were a normal client. If you guys wanted to market with us as well and put that in, we have, it goes by market population, and be under 150,000 people starts off at 500, and we go up to 700,000 people, goes up to 3,500. And those are just kind of, small business prices. So what I am proposing is a little bit different. One, I want to be part of this company. I see potential in it. I don't think a large monetary investment on your half will be worth it on your end. It'll put you guys in the hole before you get started. We're a little bit more expensive because we're worth it. And I don't think that financially would be a great decision for you guys, for me to come out and charge that. So with me wanting to put sweat equity in, I want to go back and say, hey, guys, this is me saying that I want to be part of this. This is me showing you that I want to be part of the team and that my value is worth it, and that I will be very beneficial for everyone. So what I'm proposing is this. We have a thing on our, usually it's called Buy Me a Beer, but we have changed it to thank you, here's a tip, just because we want to be more professional. So if you would like, there is this, and you can choose any amount and give me a tip as a thank you. Not necessary. I've told you that I want to be part of this, but I've also communicated to you the value of what I'm bringing in here. So if I'm going to continue hosting this, I'm going to send this in the email. Please go ahead and buy the hosting subscription. You pay once, it automatically bills every month, and I keep you online. If you want to find a host, let me know. We can migrate that. I'm not going to charge you for the migration. But like I said, we normally do $80 an hour as our charge. I've shown you what I charge for the products that are involved here. If up to you. If you have a budget for it, please go to the page. Leave me any kind of monetary thank you. It's not going to be written off as a tip on my end, even though it's coming through as that. So it's still something you can document as an expense on your business. Otherwise, guys, let's just do this. Like, I just want to get rolling more than anything. I see the potential it has, not only just monetarily for us, but as a business, but for the cities and just like what that'll do for the heart of me personally, but also for the team and then the people in the cities that we help. This is all largely beneficial for Seoul to to more. So I'm more than anything, I just want to get this going, and I want to get going now. And we can, with me hosting it, with most of the work being done, and literally all we need is a couple advertisers, some stories, and some media. We can be online in a handful of days, and then we can start selling more, and we can keep growing more, and we can be moving with this. But yeah, that's on your guys' plates now. None of this monetary stuff is going to handcuff anything moving forward. It's hosted on my server. It's taking up space. It's not a lot because we're not doing anything with it yet. So let's have a discussion what that'll take. I would also like to talk about in the future, let's get into paperwork, what kind of percentages or what kind of deal we're coming to for my efforts. I don't necessarily need to know everyone else's. I don't think that's important for me, but I would like to have a discussion about what this does mean going forward, and I would like to have it in writing that we all sign, please, or whoever's important, that's the wrong word, whoever is pertinent enough that I need to, is that even the right one? Whoever's signature I need to have on it to make it legal on your end, I would like to have that because of a lesson I learned the hard way in my previous years. So I would need that going forward. I would need something in writing that is legally binding, that says that if and when money comes in, this is what deal is going to be moving forward with a position and salary or percentage or whatever we come to in that discussion. I that's 100% up to us to have when we have that meeting. So with all of that being said, and I took 17 minutes of your life here almost, yeah, guys, let's do this. I would love to make this thing happen. It's already pretty much in existence. Now that I know what it takes, that's a part I totally forgot here. Going forward, the time that this is going to take, until money is coming in from the business or you guys are willing to work out some kind of part equity, part monetary payment with me, it will be hard for me to dedicate some of my time, and because I am working so like right now on paid work. So until it is paid work, I won't be able to do, the two gigantic sites differently and everything until we start having money come in. So being my time is limited, I am still here. My sweat is still going into it. I'm here to make those changes. I'm here for the meetings and all the time that's needed to help with having the ads people and anyone else to how to integrate all this. I'm here for that. I'm not saying that it's becoming limited because it's not being paid. What I am saying is that if you want more in my involvement, paying me is a great way to make that happen, as then I don't have to worry about paying my bills or having a job. So with that being said, guys, let's have a discussion. Whatever it'll take to make this happen. I'm not trying to bankrupt a company before it happens by any means, but I am looking to make this an evenly communicated amount of value and understanding what value is being brought to the table and what can be brought to the table, not only from me, but from all of us together in this project. So I know you see it, I see it. Let's fucking do it. With that being said, give me a shout. Let's talk about all this.